Go now to dryerbuzz.com and follow at DryerBuzz on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's all about the buzz.
And it's all about how you wake up. But what if you wake up on the wrong day? I just woke up on the wrong day. I literally did. I thought it was Saturday. I'm so excited about Dragon Con and the book festival and the fact that this weekend is my son's birthday weekend. And I was like, because Saturday is like that day. I remember 24 years ago waking up. No, actually, I didn't get a chance to really sleep because, things started happening on a Wednesday night. But Saturday was it, honey. Let's go do this. Much anticipated birth of the fourth child, y'all. Number 4, 3 girls. Finally, I don't even think, do we know? We knew. I was like, wait, did I find out? Because the third one, I was like, please, I don't even want to know. I'll wait. And it was still, yet again, another girl. But on the fourth try, everybody was like, hey, it's a son. And you already know he's the most awesome and amazing young man that we know. Okay, anyway, happy soon-to-be birthday for him. And, of course, I got a couple other podcasts to do leading up to that birthday. But it is an exciting weekend in Atlanta. And one of the reasons I woke up on the wrong day is because I've been hella productive. Okay, can I just tell you that I have been so productive that I actually hit the grind yesterday, things that I thought I would need to do today. So I'm actually ahead, even though I'd like to be further. I know we do that to ourselves. Like, wait a minute. You're not going to stop and celebrate that moment. You're not going to stop and be grateful. You're already off to what could go wrong. Y'all don't know. I got anxiety. And that's what anxiety is. It's like, wait a minute. You were just given a whole day and you still got anxiety. Do you not know me? Right? I just realized I got a whole 24 hours more than I thought I had to accomplish what I need to accomplish. And yet, and still, I'm off to, this could be something. That's anxiety, and that's what this podcast is about. If you like me, you're trying to figure out how to throw those covers back, get started in the day, and then you wake up on the wrong day. Now, this could be the other side of that. We could have woken up, and we could have lost a day, honey. But because of who I am, because of that person, that anxiety, I would have, I'm probably going to procrastinate a little bit. It's like, oh, you got a little bit of time. Instead of keep continuing on, going forward, we all do what we do. All right, so what we are going to do in this and what you're listening to, if you've never heard it before, if you're seeing it on my timeline, your timeline, a friend's timeline, family's timeline, somebody like to share it and all that other good stuff and invited you. My name is Yolanda. Most people call me at DryerBuzz. 17 years I have been blogging as DryerBuzz, and I have been out here working to close the digital divide, filling in some of these gaps, and particularly as it relates to information and how information is disseminated, most of it in abstract. And I'm like, can we get the rest of the story? Can we get the full story? I'm that person in the room, they say the elephant in the room. Well, the elephant in the room represents truth any and everywhere you go. So you need to look around. You walk in the room and you can't squeeze up in there because there's a big old elephant up in there. All that truth in there. You need to ask before we start, where's the elephant? Well, before we start, the elephant in this room is always going to be truth. You can't have truth without honesty and transparency. And that's why we podcast. I started podcasting to bring some honesty and transparency to the start of each of my days. This is a daily podcast. If I wake up with the breath of life in my semi-right mind, because I ain't fully there, I'm going to podcast. I'm going to go live and I'm going to have a conversation with myself that you are privy to. Now, there is something called an after talk because I realize, wow, I record this in a live environment for a podcast. I cannot entertain the comments while live. So I invite you to tweet me at DryerBuzz and let's have an after conversation. I know it's live on a couple platforms where you are normally acknowledged for your interest, for your viewership. I don't have all the other devices, and I have found that the conversation doesn't flow the way it needs to when I have all the other devices and I'm looking at the comments and this, that, and the other. Because I got anxiety, y'all. it gives me anxiety. I'm like, I'm worried. I spend too much time like, okay, well, this platform is going good, but what's going on over there? And then we end up starting and stopping, and I need to let this roll. And we roll already 5 minutes into this, a good 30 minutes of a conversation. So, and we will come to a stopping point at 30 minutes, but if we need to finish the point, we'll go another 15 up to 45 minutes. And there are certain days where we have to review other topics and we go a little bit longer. But if you feel like if you suffer from some FOMO, you fear you're going to miss out, okay? Fear of missing out, you can always go to dryerbuzz.com where the full podcast is going to be available to you in your email, right? Email is still king. That email is going to tell you where you can then choose to follow and subscribe if you choose to do so. The podcast is covered on most of the top popular platforms, and still adding. I still getting notifications of places that are syndicating the podcast and so forth. This is one of 3 particular podcasts that we do each week. This is our daily. We have one on Tuesday called Leading Women. So where we give you the story of women who are creating buzz, who are changing the world, who are saving the world. And then we also have Buzz It or Bash It, which is very well known in our blog world, where we go back over the topics that we've buzzed and bashed through the week. But right now, we just trying to figure out how to get out of bed. It's a journaling moment. So I do have my journal. You want to pull that up before you do all that? I'm talking to my family. I'm in the midst of a household, and there are things that are happening, and you'll hear the dog, you're about to hear the door close, all those kind of things. Remember I said truth, honesty, and transparency. Okay, so it's a journaling moment. We started this on a mission we didn't have a stopping point at that time, but we came up with one, and we stopped at 90 episodes. We decided to call that book 1, because when we stopped, we realized, wait, this kind of needs to continue. So now we're in the midst of book 2. So if you want to check out book 1, it's on the wherever you decide to follow. You're gonna find 90 episodes, and they each have wonderful topics but each of those is a day, and we created great journal. Like in front of me, I literally have a journal. I'm literally about to get to the end of this is an 8.5 by 11 journal. As I am talking, I like to jot down words. Some people take copious notes, but me, I just create these word clouds. And so when I'm feeling a certain kind of way, I can turn back to the journal. I'm gonna do a random flip, and it says sensitive. You know what? I just called some folks sensitive because we were having a discussion. I asked some questions last night. Unfortunately, you guys know I'm a late nighter. I'm out covering events and coming home and driving the city and all those kinds of things and all the things that I do. And I came upon a crime scene last night, a horrific crime scene. And I wondered why it wasn't handled better, because even when we have like little fender benders, I mean, they block down the highways, they throw out the flares, they redirect traffic. But people were able to just like drive through the scene right next to the scene. And I'm like, and I'm pretty sure it was the community, as they say, well, this kind of thing never happens here. I'm pretty sure they weren't as apt in handling such a situation. So saw a horrific scene last night, and so I being who I am, have a couple of places to go and get information, and one of those is a forum about our community online. So I just literally asked the question. Now I said some things particularly in other places, but over there I was somewhat generic. They can't, like you knew over here, they can't handle the way you flow. So I just generically, and instantly people started applying their own agendas. Like there's an agenda in the area to get rid of the coroner. If those of you that don't know, that's an elected position, and it's really you need to be mindful who goes into that position, because you can have a bunch of mass murderers up in your neighborhood, and that person that says how those people died, that's why you end up with serial this and serial that, because of that person in the coroner's office that might not know what they're doing. Now, mind you, I live in a community where I think this position, because the other person was misutilizing the position. So therefore, several people ran for the position, and I think there's some people in the community that don't like. And I'm not going to get into all the other aspects of who's now in this position, but there are those that don't like. That's a often, depending on how involved you are in your community, that is an often disputed elected position. Okay. And some places it may be appointed. I don't know. It depends. Some places there are things on the ballot that many people don't realize is on the ballot because you don't get that far. You just vote for president and you out, right? Those referendums and all that stuff, all that code talking going on. We don't go, some people don't go back there. I like to go to the last page because my particular interest in going to vote is I'm looking to see who's running for judge. Because, and that's another elected position. Judges, coroners, dog catchers. That's why they talk about the dog catcher all the time, right? Because some of these people, they are often in control of laws that and reasons why we enjoy our community. Like communities that's dealing with these attacks by particular dogs. I want to say what kind of dog, because y'all get real sensitive about that particular dog. But there are communities where that they have loss of life has occurred because people want these kind of dogs to have freedom in their community, right? Well, those laws, when it comes to these animals and that person enforcing those laws, it's the dog catcher. So you want to make sure. Yeah. But there are those that are just sensitive. They just like you're more sensitive about the dog having freedom than the children being able to walk safely from the bus stop. That right there, right? You're more sensitive. You want to take this incident, like I'm telling you, I rode past a scene that had, I don't even know how many cops, couldn't even count. I couldn't even count because I'm face to face with a deceased person just trying to drive down the street. I'm sensitive to that. Now mind you, I'm stuck right there. But there are others like who want to go, well, what was it, the police shooting? And that's what I'm like, well, was it? We don't know. There are those that jump right in on, well, it's the coroner probably, the coroner got caught with having shopping bags in the van. It might not have been any body bags in the van. Oh my God, my neighborhood is upset about this coroner, y'all. My neighborhood is upset about this coroner. They're sensitive on that. So they just stuck on that. I'm like, okay. But the coroner was there because somebody died. Can we stop and figure out why somebody, who was this person? Because they were yards from their vehicle. The position of their body tells me that either some kind of way they left their vehicle and ended up on the side of this road, right? Now, we have seen so many scenarios out there that this happened that my mind is running wild because, hell, I just needed some air in my tire. I was just in the area because friends are in at Dragon Con, and that is there's a strip of hotel. Can we be concerned about this? Was the opening day of a massive festival, and several of these people chose to temporarily reside in this community, and this is what they had to see on the first day of wherever you need to get involved in this issue, get involved. But you find that people are more sensitive. And interesting enough, on this particular day, in this particular podcast that I'm talking about, the sensitive podcast was part of the 90 day. The first thing we wrote down after sensitive in the word cloud was sympathy. Then we wrote down empathy, understanding, opportunity, respect, beta test, respond, language, enclave, unbothered, realization, work close, progress happens, mistakes, swipe away. One person in all the discussion we're having, one person came in like, well, why would you stare if you didn't want to see it? They don't know me. I have to say that now because I wanted to just like curse them out because it wasn't that I stared. I was driving by. What do you do when you drive by? You rubberneck, right? I'm like, oh man, the cops are out here tonight. What's going on? Oh my God, what is that? Right? You rubberneck. And they don't know me, so I'm like, that's all I had to say. That they don't know me. You're new to this group. Don't get thrown out yet, because I will get thrown out of a Facebook group. Because I want to bring in some truth, some honesty, and transparency. Then the last thing, embarrassed and unappreciated. So glad we reviewed that because I don't know what to write down today. I'm just gonna say I don't know what to say. We'll keep talking. But when you wake up. I'm here. I am getting ready to say I woke up on the wrong day. I woke up on the wrong day. But that person, and again, I'm still empathetic to that person because I don't know. All I know is they died. I don't know what they were involved in. I don't know what they did. I don't know if this was a police chase. I don't know. The vehicle that was yards away. I don't know because I didn't wake up. I no longer watch local news. I figured I would see something in the stream, but I hadn't had a chance to go down my stream because I try not to let all of that stuff in before I do the podcast. But now I want you to think. This is what I'm dealing with, and now I have to go and start my day, right? Which might mean engage. Well, okay, I just started my day, which means engaging with you. Now I'm telling you what happened to me. Are you sensitive enough, or are you just there ready to get what you need? You're like, okay, somebody right now is probably going, okay, can we move on? I need this. I need what's in it for me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna say wrong day. Let's write down wrong day. Because the day might be you not knowing what I witnessed the day before, right? It might be the wrong day to ask. Write that down. Ask me for something. It might be. I already told you. I'm the anxiety. I'm gonna put down the anxiety that I have. Didn't let me fully enjoy the fact that I was just blessed with a whole 24 hours. Not today. Let's write that down. Not today. Like everything. I got a whole day. Y'all just got an extra. I thought today was Saturday. It's Friday when I'm recording this, right? It's Friday. That means here I am thinking in my anxiety that I gotta rush this and rush that, and everybody else is in Friday like, whoa, we get to chill. My class reunion. I don't know if it's a class reunion, just a group of people I went to school with. I'm still trying to figure out what happened. They're leaving. They're headed on the cruise, and I'm like, dang, I've got work to do. I wasn't able at the time they booked it. I had so much going on. And I really, 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 truly should have gone, but I had so much going on. We had a lot of family stuff going on, leading up to this that I really couldn't like. I wish I could. I wish. Write that down. I wish I was a better planner. And let me tell you, twice in a row, I have been trying. This is how I procrastinate. Yesterday's podcast was called "Wake Up Fighting." My intent was to move from that, and I actually literally called it "Wake Up Planning." The one thing, and because I woke up on the wrong day, that tells you about my planning. How do you not know what day it is, right? Because planning is not something I do well. Now, I'm good at it far off. I can feel a calendar. I can come up with amazing things to do. But when it comes time to the execution, like when they said months ago, and I only found out about months ago. I don't know when they could have started planning a year. I came into this, they were already in full swing. They had the date, they had the ship. In fact, they were planning to go to Cuba. Trump put a stop to that, and now they had to pick alternate destinations. So bon voyage, a happy bon voyage to those that are going or on their way. But I couldn't change up the plan for it. I had my daughter was moving out and all this kind of stuff. Just all this other friend. My other daughter was performing a wedding last weekend. So all of this was on the calendar. And I was like, man, if I wanted to squeeze this in, if I wanted to take this abrupt trip, because it would have been abrupt on my end, because apparently I, just wasn't. And I'm like, they'd added. Y'all, I'm telling you, things fall apart. Write that down. Fall apart. Or beyond fall apart, come together. Let me write that down because that's what it was. Because in my anxiety, I was like, it was overwhelming trying to, because we do as parents, I'm going to say parents, but I mean mothers, women, or anybody that is sensitive to everything. It was overwhelming to me to say that, oh girl, you're going to take this week, I don't know how long they're going. And I was trying to like visualize what the vision board thing manifest. I was trying to manifest it and I just couldn't because I have so many deadlines. And normally I don't travel. I travel after the season because I'm usually at blogging and involved. Like, this is a big week in Atlanta and it's a lot of content that I consistently put out through Dryer Buzz. And I'm like, man, well, that's the Labor Day week. And you know what? Can I just tell y'all? The entire time I'm looking over the information, I never once realized it was Labor Day weekend. This is how I was like, I didn't even realize it because I probably never would have gone Labor Day weekend because there's so much happening in our city. And there are a lot of people saying, man, I thought you would have been here. I thought you would have did that. But because I have something, my outlet is Dryer Buzz is hyper local. I just can't be anywhere else during the times that there are major things going on here because I have to blog about them. Like I've got to cover this parade on Saturday. Yeah, okay, I could have gotten somebody else. Let me tell you, honey. I have tried that, and man, you can give people cameras and all kind of stuff. They just can't do it. I need to produce this, right? I need to produce this because I need it to. I need what I get out of it to last forever, right? So I have my downtime is not even until October, maybe, and only then because we will be full on, and I will have fully planned what the fall looks like. Not only that, that's my birthday month. For those who celebrate I don't even know whose horoscope going on right now. All I know, we on the countdown to Scorpio, and that's really all. That's all that matters. Okay, so let me go back and reiterate again for those of you that are coming in and watching and making comments. There is an after conversation because I can't see your comments right. I'm not watching comments right now. But there's an after conversation that's happening over on Twitter when we end this broadcast while we're in the production of producing it and getting it onto the other platforms. But you can tweet me at Dryer Buzz. Tweet me at Dryer Buzz. Let me know your comments and your thoughts. I woke up on the wrong day, but in a good way because I now realize I have a whole other 24 hours to complete a task that I'm doing and the things that I'm doing. The whole other day to go and cover some of these amazing events that are happening. That's Labor Day weekend, which means, there is nothing wrong with having a full-on fire. Now, see, even though it's Labor Day weekend, everybody's off. I'm working. It started Thursday. I always have an extremely long Thursday because I have to kick off so much stuff, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday being Labor Day, which means I'm probably going to go ahead and be busy until Tuesday, which is usually my down days. But wrong day, ask, anxiety, not today, wish, planner, fall apart, come together. There are people today that, based on something I witnessed last night, things are falling apart for them right now. Like I said, we don't know the situation with the young man, don't know the situation with the vehicle. I don't know. And this is me, this one right here, not jumping to a conclusion. The way I'm proud. I always get caught with that. Proud. That's been bouncing around in my head a lot. I've been looking around and looking at things, and you can decipher who has pride. I love encountering a person who has pride in what they are doing, pride in their work, pride in where they live, just pride. Because that's literally what we all want. Now there are those that have extreme bias, and for some reason that is rising but you know what? I have to continue to tell myself it's not about them. It's not about them. You have lived 50 years being able to tell these people where to go. You got to still tell them where to go. But pride, right? I'm just wanting to talk about that. So that's been coming up a lot in things. In fact, there's another conversation that talked about a couple of communities. Somebody has moved back to the city, and they were, and they're witnessing this duality of things that's going on in Atlanta. Some people call it gentrification and so forth. People put their agendas on everything, and we've got to learn how to be more sensitive. I'm sensitive and understand that's where you are, and I just hope and pray that you can move beyond it, because we cannot solve anything unless we can empathize and sympathize and just and have value. Allow everybody to bring what they coming to the table. Waking up on the wrong day, I gotta let everybody bring what they, last night's witnessing what I witnessed. I know what I have been privy to and witnessed in this city because of how I've decided to involve myself. But I have to understand the next person may not be as involved in things the way I have been. So, and I have to understand, and I really have to understand this. I really and truly have to say to myself, time and time again, as people go, huh? When I say something is, they oftentimes may not have the full story. They don't have the full story. So whereas I may make, and it may look like or sound like an incomplete sentence, they don't know how to, they cannot apply the history to what I'm saying. Because they don't know the history of things, and then I have to go back and explain that, and that's where I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn in that part because I literally I want to just say this, it's like, hey, this is what it is for me. But then I've got 20 and 30 years of history in dealing with that. So when I rolled up on this crime scene, or rode past this crime scene, I have experience in that because that's something that I used to blog about, as something I used to be involved in as a stakeholder in a particular community, very involved in public safety and with public safety leaders. And so what happens is when I say something about a public safety issue, I'll get the inboxes or the tags. Now you should know better. You know how this happens. You know what, but I'm oftentimes trying to tell them I might, everybody else doesn't. And y'all left some y'all, the way y'all handled this and the way this was left, it could lead to somebody rolling out that podium in the morning during that press conference, jumping to all kinds of conclusions, things not becoming resolved. And oftentimes in the particular community, things happening in the particular community, that particular individual could be tied to families, different things. There was a memorial service this weekend, and people all over the country was like, "Whoa!" There was a woman. There was a woman and her two children involved in a murder suicide. But lo and behold, this person, it was tied to some politicians. She was scholarly, but tied to a particular industry. And there could be some full-on investigation and all this kind of stuff going on, because what you do know is that initial headline, the initial report, the initial this, that, and the other, days later, that's why I always tell people, wait 3 days. Like, I'm ready to wait 3 days on this scene that I saw last night. I am ready to wait 3 days because one thing is, it's Friday. It's a slow news cycle. The best things can happen is on a Thursday night, because ain't nobody trying to investigate and get no news jumped off on a Friday. Okay, let alone ain't nothing happening until Sunday. And Sunday is mostly opinion pieces, right? Opinion pieces, pundits, and all that kind of stuff. As I take a sip of my lemonade there. All right, guys, where are we? We're only at 28 into this, so it's going to be a quick 30. But the wrong day, wake up on the wrong day. Wake up on the wrong day. And if you have depression, you're going to go back into the past. If you have anxiety, wake up on the wrong day, you got anxiety, you're going to be worried about too much in the future. One of the things that we try to do with this podcast, even though all that I saw on yesterday, what's the present moment? That's what I want you to do with this. That's what I do. That's why I say, when you wake up in the morning, you need to go live, because you need to get and find your way to the present moment. You woke up with a gift this morning. You woke up on the wrong day. It is not the day you thought it was. It is not. That right there, y'all, it is not the day. So already with anxiety, you probably already feel like you're missing out on something, right? It's like, guess what? You got a day. You got a day to go do it. You got a day to go live it. You got a day to become it. You got a day to dream longer. You got a day, not to procrastinate, right? But you got a day to make it right. Instead of wearing something wrinkled, I got time to go put it back in the dryer. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to rush into an outfit. I ain't got to rush into a hairstyle. I ain't got to, and by retro hairstyle, I did this thing with my hair where now I have to do something to it on a daily. And then I'm like waving on that. I'm like, y'all don't know how close, I was so close to going to the barbershop and shaving my hair after I did this thing. I still am. And I still will. I'm just trying to try it for a couple times because it's an experiment because I'm trying a softer look, if you will. I'm experimenting. Write that down. Sometimes you have to experiment, right? So I'm what I am doing. Y'all know me. I love to experiment. I am experimenting with the softer. Some would say more conforms. I am experimenting only because I haven't colored it yet. But Lord, I'm going to get that color today. But anyway, I am experimenting with a softer look to see how is it time. Getting close. Okay. I am experimenting with a softer look to see if people react to me differently. If they react to me differently, can I already tell you yes? They do. I'm like, whoa, I'm able to move um almost at a step. Is that the word I want to say? Write that down. I'm gonna have to look that up. Make sure that's the one I want to say. Like I don't get the immediate glances because one, my hair is not red, and it's not. I'm not wearing my hair in its natural state. I am no longer natural for now. I could be natural any moment. Okay, as soon as I get to the barbershop and shave this stuff off. But I'm experimenting because I did a podcast some years ago where I polled some men about hair, natural hair, right? And women's hair and so forth. And mine is always considered militant. And, it's funny because my hairstyle, not me particularly, although I internalized it, took it to heart. That my hairstyle, when put to this group of men, was either heartbroken or militant. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm heartbroken about it. A lot. My community right now causes me over the last 5 years, even though I've been here probably 14 going on 15, it has exposed a lot of heartbreak. There are a lot of mean and insensitive people coming out of the woodwork right now, which I realize they've been here. We just had so much wonderful things going on that we were able to ignore it, and they weren't front and center. They weren't all on the news. You weren't told about them each and every day. They weren't out there trying to be all blatantly crazy. They just got the hell out of the way. And what I woke up to figure out today, what I thought I needed to figure out today, is like, how do I push these people back into the shadows, get them out of my peripheral, and certainly out of my face, because they now want to get all up in your face, and I'm not trying to catch a case, right? Just not trying to catch a case, but there was the lady yesterday, y'all. I'm gonna tell you. You know how you're going? There were two lanes were blocked, and they left the opening to go into the gas station, right? A driveway, right? There was a shopping center entrance. It was like a wide entrance, so everybody else left it. So people were coming up and getting ready to turn. This heifer decided to block it, y'all. She literally did. I swear to you. And didn't even have the mitigated gall to look me in my face. But lo and behold, she was the only ignorant one in the line because all I had to do was go behind her because nobody else follows suit on it. And that's the thing about the ignorance out there. Nobody's following suit with these folks. And that's why they're so mad, is because life goes on. Because we keep waking up with these wonderful days, even though we think they're the wrong day. Today might not be the wrong. I thought I woke up, it was the wrong day, but it turned out to be the right day. So if I'm in your car, if I bother you, guess what? I got a whole extra 24 hours by which to do so. And I hope, if anything, I've helped you get out of bed. We're 34, and so we're gonna head out. What's going on? Got to tell you, could not podcast without amazing support. So I'm gonna just do a couple scrolls here at the bottom there, let you know. Check out naturalsoapbyzakia.com, especially going into this holiday season. If you're looking for that perfect family business by which you want to then boost your budget, your household income this holiday, you might want to try and jump in this beauty business. If you love natural or crafting products, let me tell you, go over to Natural Soap by Zakia and check out the live soap school. She is right now uh, jumping off courses for those who want to start making natural soap. That's, let me tell you, that's some of the best things that will sell this holiday season. If you want to make the soap and there's baskets and gift packs and all of that, people buy online. The number one thing they're buying is things that are handmade, things that are natural. Look up, I won't get into all that. Natural and so forth. So if you have a couple of crafters in your family, go over there, get them one of these books that talk about how to start a soap making business, how to even just start making. You just want to make natural soap for the family, right? You've got some people that have sensitive skin and sensitive things going on, and you just need to start making stuff at home in your kitchen, in the bathroom and different things like that. So go to naturalsoapbyzakia.com. Make sure you use your discount code DryerBuzz. Also, coming up, we're getting ready. You're going to start hearing me talk about the holiday season. This is why I can't even plan to go take a Labor Day vacation. But because I'm already getting the businesses that I work with ready for the holiday season. Because then when the holiday season comes, that's when I'm going to get a chance to take a vacation. But right now, I'm trying to get everybody ready. I've got people pitching to, if you want your products and all that kind of stuff in magazines and all that. People are trying to finish up their book. Let me give you a referral. If you are planning on launching a book this fall, you want that, launching a book during the holiday season makes for a great stocking stuffer. So if you're trying to wrap all of that up, go over to DeelyInspires.com. You might have heard her and the group of authors that she's on a tour with right now on your radio, or you might have seen them on television. That kicked off as well. You've got a chance to join them now or get in on the next. So go to Deely Inspires. They also support the podcast. Then, of course, family business. Let me tell you, honey, don't blink and miss it. Don't blink and miss it. Go to eyelashher.com. Let me tell you, the best holiday, you already know, gift certificates. Everybody want a gift card. Listen, everybody wants some lashes. Everybody love that facial. There are things that people are getting, removing hair and all this stuff. Let me tell you, brows, okay? The tattoo brows, all of that. All of those things, those are the most amazing gifts. She's talking about gifts? Yes, because you got to get ready. Don't be like me and not plan. As a mom, over the years, the one thing I knew how to plan for was the holiday season. I would not let the holiday season slip up on me. I would start my holiday stuff in July. That's why they say Christmas in July, because that's when it takes that. It takes that. If you can work your plan, you don't have to worry about waking up on the wrong day. Waking up on the day, I plan for that because I know how my anxiety works. But go and check out eyelashher.com. Now, again, there's going to be some after conversation happening right now. Right now, y'all, go over to Twitter at DryerBuzz, but also go to DryerBuzz.com. Here's what I need. Okay, you can listen to this thing anywhere, everywhere. But I need you to go to DryerBuzz.com. It's just going to ask you for an email address. I need you on the email list. Got some amazing things happening on the email list. Not to mention the fact you may see something that you missed because this platform didn't show it, or that platform showed it a day late, and this one is like, well, we're not going to show it unless she pay us all this money. Guess where you can get it at? DryerBuzz.com. DryerBuzz.com is just going to ask you to sign up for the email list, and then every 48 hours you're going to get, hey, listen, this is what happened. This is what's happening. It's what's happening. This is what's buzzing today. Buzz. All right, guys, go out, enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Oh, if you need some great recipes, let me tell you, you want my not so secret barbecue sauce, you need to go over there. Go to DryerBuzz.com. Go to DryerBuzz.com. You're going to see the link that's going to take you into the kitchen and all the recipes. Man, let me tell you, you want to cook those. You want to cook chicken and waffles? What do you want? You got time. You got a day. You got a couple of days. You can make some homemade waffles. Do you know you're going to go pull that? You've been working all year. You're going to go to the cupboard and pull out that box of waffle mix. Or are you going to just take a couple of ingredients and make some good homemade waffles, okay, that cook up so light and fluffy, and put those blueberries in there, maybe put some chocolate morsels in there. I'm just saying, the recipe is so simple. You'll be surprised what's actually in that box and what's already in your cupboard, right? You just sold on the convenience of it. But let me tell you, the barbecue sauce. You want to make you already know the mac and cheese. But what if you are out there want to try something different, and you want to try the cauliflower and cheese, cauliflower and mac and cheese. When I tell you that is a bite out of this world. Everybody that tries the cauliflower and all these cauliflower recipes are like, what is this, and why have we not been eating this like forever? The cauliflower mac and cheese is insane. Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccups now. Is absolutely insane. I'm telling you. As a casserole, that's insane. If you want some other casseroles, that's out there as well. Ribs in the oven, good succulent, fall off the bone. Ribs in the oven. Maybe you want to go ahead and try the oxtails. I don't know. We did 18 quarts of oxtails. And y'all go look at my face when I came home, took the top off that pot, and I'm like, half the oxtails like gone before I could finish my video. I'm telling you, all of that. Homemade pasta. We did homemade pasta in the last season of In the Kitchen with Dryer Buzz. Not cooking over the summer because it's just too hot. But the temperature is dropping, so we're getting ready to come back. What were some of the other things that were your absolute favorite? There were a couple things that went viral. Of course, the mac and cheese went insanely viral. But the peach cobbler, instant peach cobbler, like, it's instant, but it's still homemade ingredients, right? But it's very simple. Like, if you don't want to, you know how grandma and them made. It took grandma and them 2 days to make that peach cobbler, right? But you want a quick one. You got a cast iron skillet, right? Or a loaf pan. And just a couple of peaches, right? And just a little bit of flour and a little bit of milk or cream and a little bit of vanilla. I mean, just like less ingredients, and then one pan, you're going to put some butter in the pan. You put your batter in the pan. You put your peaches in the pan or your berries, your blueberry. Let me tell y'all, the blueberry one, oh my God. And then, y'all, I'm telling you, go into your kitchen. You make this batter. The batter is like 3 ingredients. It ain't all that. No, we ain't putting all that in there. It's like you put the pan in the oven, let the butter melt, and then you take that little bit, and I don't even think it's even a cup. It might even be just a cup of batter. You pour that batter in that hot butter, already it's cooking, right? And then you just scoop those berries in there with a little bit of that juice. And then guess what? The berries, they're going to float to the bottom. The batter is going to float to the top. And then that butter rises up over the side of that. And you watching all this happen like you made this, and then everybody see you made it, and then they like eat it all up before you can get good pictures of it. I'm telling you, that's what you need to be popping in your oven. I'm gonna go share the video. That's what you need to be popping in your oven this holiday, this Labor Day season, and then get ready because we're gonna do much more of that come the fall. But peach cobbler or the blueberry, and I would say blueberry. Well, the Georgia peaches, if you're in Georgia peaches are still out there. Because usually we start waving on the peaches right about somewhere in here. I don't know, I'm still learning. But the blueberry, let me tell you, and one of the reasons I like the blueberry, because everybody don't eat the blueberry, and then you put that homemade, make your own whipped cream, like put that cream in there, and all those things you like in your cream, get that little shake, boom, shake, boom. I'm telling you. It's that easy. I'm only able to tell you this because this is what I did. I went in my kitchen and taught myself how to do all this. All right, we got to go. Because guess what? You wake up on the wrong day, you might have an extra day. Don't stop focusing on the fact it's the wrong day. I'm like, wait, I got a whole extra day to go and get this stuff done. All right, guys, I've had fun talking with you guys. I hope I have helped you to get out of bed. You helped me get out of bed. I don't know if it was your intention to help me, but you just did. You just helped me get out of bed because now I have to run. But I need you to do me one more favor, and that is...
Go now to DryerBuzz.com and follow @DryerBuzz on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's all about the buzz.